You're watching MMA Oddsbreaker. I'm Frank Trigg. Yes, that bearded devil on the other side of the screen today is Lance Palmer, the 7-0 Lance Palmer. Getting ready to fight, who is it, Georgi Karakhanyan? Coming up here in World Series of Fighting. I'm looking at the records. I was kind of surprised. You're 7-0, so obviously on a 7-fight win streak. Georgi's at 22-3, and he's on an 8-fight win streak. He's been around forever. Like, what was the phone call like when they gave you this? When they, said, hey, Seppo, whoever called you, Ali said, we want you to fight Georgi. What was that phone call like? Because this guy, experience-wise, he's tripled the amount of fights that you've had.
Yeah, he's got a lot of fights, and he's been around for a long time. They actually called my manager, so I don't really know what the call was like, but my managers called me about it and asked me about it, and I talked to Faber and a couple of the guys, because I always ask their opinion first before I take any fight. And they said it was a great fight for me to take because he's got the experience, and he has some finishes. He's got some submissions, some knockouts, TKOs, but just with the wrestler's mentality, it's a fight that I feel is the right fight, and I can't turn it down.
Now he's kind of aggressive as well, and obviously you, Lance, you're very aggressive when you compete. You still have that wrestler's mindset. Do you see him coming out in the very beginning and trying to overwhelm you by throwing a bunch of punches and kicks at you to kind of offset you? Or do you think because he knows you're aggressive, he's going to back off and try to settle down?
I don't know. I mean, I think he could do both. I think if he does come after me right away, I think, he knows that I can get the takedown. He's not afraid to be taken down, though, because he's very active from the bottom. But if he does come out aggressively, he knows he can get taken down, and I don't know if he wants to be on the ground with me, even though he's active on the bottom. I think my pressure is going to be too much for him. Or he's a pretty decent counter striker, so if he kind of sets back a little bit and has me coming in, he may think that it would be easier for him to land some counter punches and kicks and stuff. But either way, I'm not worried about any of his game. I'm aware of everything that he does, but I'm really confident in my ability to go out there and win.
Like, you've been beating guys up mainly by decision, and you haven't been finishing too many guys. But the level of competition you're facing, these guys you're not going to finish anyway. Like, they're not, you're not getting some tomato cans or some guys that are great strikers but have no submission game, or vice versa. You're having to go the distance a lot of the time. Does that sometimes, you go into the back of your head and go, look, I got to get to finish this next one. I got to finish this guy. As you're going through training camp and talking to Faber and talking to Dwayne Ludwig and going, I got to get some kind of finish now to kind of improve my record a little bit, or is that really not a thought process that goes on?
It's definitely in the back of my head. I always want to get a finish, and I don't go into a fight saying I just want to win, or I just want to get through this fight with a win, because with the mentality, it's always go after the guy, try and get the win, even if it's sloppy, or even if I don't go out there and perform my best, I still want to finish the guy. But yeah, I've fought guys that have been, even if they're not top guys in the world, they're still tough guys. Like my last guy, Jared Downey, he could take a punch. He was very durable, and he was a hard guy to finish. I mean, he came after me. He did a great job in the fight, and that was a great fight for me to go 5 rounds and have that kind of, just to feel the 5-round fight against a guy like that. And for Georgi, I don't feel like Georgi's going to have that same mentality as Downing had. Downing was the type of guy he doesn't really care. He'll go in there and just bang and throw with you. Georgi's more calculated, and he doesn't really have that, I wouldn't say killer instinct, but that wrestler's mentality to go in there and grind a guy.
And that seems to serve you well. You're sticking with your original game plan of being a wrestler first, a puncher second, and a grappler third. And it does you very well in these fights, because a lot of these guys don't know how to deal with the heat. So if the fight is becoming close, you're able to overwhelm them because you just keep moving, keep grinding. But how does that do for you when it comes time to start the next training camp, like a month later? Because you're still because you have such a hard style, it's got to wear on your body as well. Has it been taking you longer to recover from fights, recover from practice? Because obviously you practice the same way that you fight. Have you noticed it's taking a little bit longer to get through these things, or has it been, this is just what I know and what I do, so my body just kind of adapts?
I think my body kind of adapts, and in training, the past year since Dwayne Ludwig's been here, I've been working a ton of more striking, and I've been trying to work my striking in the sparring, because if you do it in the sparring, eventually it's going to come natural in a fight. How long that'll take, I don't know, but I feel way more comfortable on my feet, way more comfortable with my striking, just making the combos come together on my feet, and being able to transition to my takedowns off of better combos instead of just shooting in. So I think I'm making a good transition so far, and the competition that I've been facing each fight has been a level above the previous, I feel. So each fight gets tougher, but I feel like I'm improving each fight as well.
It's been showing, and then you guys are the main event, correct, for World Series of Fighting, and they made you the main event for a reason. Both of you guys have been, obviously Georgie's been around for a while, but your improvement has been, it shows. Every single fight you come in, it is a big improvement. That's a small one. Part of it, we all, the media, we all want to say is, Ludwig showed up, and that's when alpha males started getting their stuff back together again. But it's really always, you guys have always been that way. Always, the team alpha males always find a way to get better every single fight. It's just now you have one coach that's able to put it all together and make it happen. Is Dwayne going to be in your corner up in Vancouver?
Yeah, Dwayne's going to be in my corner, and also my high school wrestling coach will be in my corner. It'll be the first time my high school coach is in my corner, but he's never really left the scene. I talked to him and confided in him a lot before fights, and even though he doesn't really know much about the fight game, he coached myself and Gray Maynard when we were in high school, so we just have that confidence with him in the corner, so it'll be cool to have him there also.
All right, Lance, thanks for coming on here at PNE Oddsbreaker. Have fun at World Series Fighting at 7. I'll be at home watching it, sitting here in Vegas, checking it out. But yeah, this fight's good. It's well worthy of being a main event. It's going to be fun to watch.
Thanks a lot, Frank. I appreciate it.